Hi everybody, thanks for joining us and welcome to, I was going to say Wednesday, it's not Wednesday, it's not Sunday either, although it feels like it, it's Monday, isn't it? Is it Monday? Monday the 25th of January 2021, and we're into the last week, can you believe it? The last week of our January daily. And I know some of you really have kept up. Some of you posted yesterday's last night on the group. Can't believe it. Well done. And others of you are trying to catch up, and some of you don't want to catch up. You're just doing selected ones. Fair enough, whatever way you want to do it. What we do is we select a prompt every day and we work from that prompt. And we've done loads. So today, let's select our prompt. Where is the pencil going to land? Ooh, right down here. It's going to land on foil. And it's the 25th. So foil is our prompt for today. Now then, it is my intention, I've got loads of stuff out today, loads and loads, and it is my intention to show you a couple of ways that you can use foil. I'm going to use it in a kind of a boho page. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that style or what I mean by it, but it'll become evident. It's a sort of, I think, well, boho is short for bohemian, so it's that sort of hippie type vibe, really, encompassing some of the Far East as well. It's fairly open to interpretation to what you want to make it, really. I always tend to, mine sort of swings nearer to the Indian side of things. Anyway, this is Mr. Green. He's our altered book that we've been adding our January dailies to, and he's getting a real chunker now. Look at that. I like it. Everybody complains when they've got alligator mouths on their journals. I love it. He's getting really fat. So this was yesterday's, which, you know, I told you at the time it was a much more simpler effort. But yeah, I think that's pretty. I think if you were going through a journal and you came on a page that was that, I don't think you'd think, oh, she opted for the soft option today. I just think it's pretty. And you know me and pretty, I love pretty. So this is going to be the 25th, this day here, this page here. And it's one of those ones that's got a loose leaf in between. These two are stuck together to give a firmer base. And it's got this loose leaf, which I intend to use as a pocket of sorts. But we'll get onto that in a little while. Right. Not really know the order of play for this. I'm going to be jumping around a little bit today because I have to wait for things to dry. But the first thing I'm going to do is make 3 of these little envelopes. I've made 2 already to save you suffering through it. And you see, they're double printed, so they're printed on the back and the front. And they're really, really pretty. This was a kit that I got from a lady on Etsy. The shop is called Medieval Mirage, and I seem to remember they were quite expensive papers, but they are lovely. I might have ended up buying 2 kits, actually. It's always a possibility, isn't it? So, for my envelope punch board, I want my envelopes to measure, I think it's 3.5 by 4 3/4. That's an odd one, isn't it? Anyway, it said I had to cut out pieces that were 6 by 6, 6.5 by 6.5. So you do yours to what, if you're doing my page, do yours to whatever's going to fit your page, because it might be a portrait, a landscape, or whatever, you know, it might be the opposite way on to mine. So let's get this envelope done and stuck up, and then we'll have a roll call. So it says to do it at 2 3/4. So I'm remembering to punch this time, which I didn't last time. And I'm following that score line. I'm still very newfangled with this. I absolutely love it. And then you get that score line on the mark. punch it and score. I love the idea that it can have any size envelopes out of any paper. It's almost too much to believe, isn't it? Especially if you're a real envelope freak. Like some of us are, mentioning no names, Miss P. It's hard with the lights on for me to see the score line, that's all. I think I'm on it there. I think that's it. You'll have to forgive me if they're not the straightest envelopes in the world. And one more, and then we're there. Okay, so I can put my envelope board away. Honestly, if you could see all the stuff that I've got out today, it's ridiculous. So then I have to decide which I want as the outside. I'm going to have this as the outside, but I'm going to have this as the bit that flips up. So get your envelope punch board back again and cut off just around that corner. That's it. So that's going to be the top inside. So just fold these in and score them. Fold this one up. And I never like that big point there, so I'm just going to cut that off. Across there. Right, let's just glue that down, and it can be thinking about gluing while we do a roll call.
Roll call.
Yes.
Always up to trot is Terry.
Terry, I know you were very early today, Terry. Hello.
Ros.
Hi, Ros.
Kathleen.
Hello, Kathy.
Benice.
Hello, Benice.
Deborah.
Hi, Deborah.
Kyung.
Hello, Kyung.
Flo.
Hi, Flo.
Jen.
Hiya, Jen.
Nancy.
Hello, Nancy.
Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Sharon.
Hi, Sharon.
Carmen.
Hello, Carmen.
Connie.
Hello, Connie.
Janya.
Hiya, Janya.
Helen.
Hello, Helen.
Zanet.
Hello, Zana. I haven't seen you for a while. Thanks for joining.
If I missed you, you shout out.
Okay, well, maybe he has missed you.
But you might have to type as well, because you can shout as loud as you like.
Well, that is also true. Right, so what I want to do is I want to foil this part, the flap part of each envelope. So I've got some freezer paper here because it's not, you know, non-stick sort of thing.
Natalie.
Hi, Natalie. Losing my voice. I think I'm going to have to cut that. Let's move the envelope. I don't want to cut that. Can I give that to you, please?
Shaz.
Hi, Shaz. And I'm just going to cut out a bit that's long enough just to protect the envelope underneath it for each one. Gone on a bit of a wonk here, but never mind. And the other bit will do the other one. Right, so what we are going to do is, now some of you, those of you that have followed me for a long time, will have seen me do this before, but I haven't done it for ages, so I think it bears repeating. Right, this is stuff called size. It looks just like all the polyvine glues and finishes, etc. that you get. But it's actually called size, and it needs to say size on it. It says metal leaf size, acrylic adhesive, but it's the fact that it's size, that's the important thing for us. You can, Martha Stewart does a size, I'm sure there's loads of them around. I've just got a big bottle, so I just keep using it. And it is very, very sticky stuff, and it's decided to stick itself shut. I have to wait for Mr. F. That's it. Please be careful with this stuff because it really is sticky. So I'm just going to pour myself out a little bit. That's maybe a little bit more. That's sufficient. Put the lid back on it. It's sticky forever, so just don't get it anywhere you don't want it. Right. So for the first one, they're all going to be the same. So once you've got the hang of it, it's the same for them all. And I'm using a sponge because I don't want a solid foil. I'm going to use the foil to attach the size, but I'm going to use a sponge so I get sort of not solid, not just solid foil, because that's what I don't want. So I'm dipping it in the size, then I'm going to dab it off around your plate or saucer or whatever you're using, and then dab it on. Oh, and that's a lot there. Dab it off again. And that's probably sufficient on there, I would say. So I'll just leave that there for a sec. Bring on the next one. Now, the reason I'm sort of hurrying on with these is it takes 15 minutes or so for this size to tack up. So that's why I'm kind of straight in and at it, if you like.
Wham bam.
So same thing, just sponge it on. And it's white when you put it on, so you can sort of see where it is. I think that's probably and just dropped my entire sponge on my side. I think that's probably okay for that one, and we'll just do the last one. I don't need this humongous piece of freezer paper. But you'll feel it if you've got it on your hands or anywhere. It's sticky, it's so sticky. Once I've got this on here, I'll give these to Mr. F to put somewhere relatively warm. Give us a chance of getting them dried. So that's fine. Can I give you those, please? Thank you. And we'll also give him the size, the sponge, and what's left in this saucer. You saw what I put out. I've got almost as much left, so you know, learn from that. You just don't need that much. We keep ours, although it's a tight seal, it's a polyvinyl seal, we keep ours in a plastic bag as well, just in case it ever got spilt, because you would never ever get to the end of it. You really wouldn't. So when he's finished doing that, I'll just hand these to him. But he's looking at them.
Quality control.
Right, that's freed up a little bit of space on my desk. Now, what I want is, as always, a backing page for this. And I thought I would use one of my paper pads. Since we got into using paper pads the other day for something, I've really been looking through my paper pads to see what I've got. And I thought that you might be interested in this one. It was called, I think it was called Eastern Promise or something. I've had it years now, literally years, and I use it a lot. But I mean, these are foiled papers. There you are, you can see that it's beautiful. And I've got 2 sheets of that. This is also foiled and is a hot contender for today. I love that. It's foiled. It's really nice. Then some sort of cut out things. The hand, I don't know what it signifies. I'm very sorry. I know it's very ignorant of me, but I don't. Some Buddhistic type things. this that I've obviously had in mind to use for something. Elephants, these lotus flowers, which are also very shiny. This one, which is plain, but compared to the rest of the book, it's quite good. Elephants. Yeah, I told you I sort of swung towards the Indian side of things. That's a nice page. And it's also got a back to it, which none of the rest have had so far. This one's backed. Feathers. Also a real boho sort of thing, you know, kind of gypsy type. Hippie kind of stuff. So there are some pages in here that, I mean, the back of that's gorgeous, that are very, very useful. Despite the fact I've been working away at it for ages. That's nice. Right, so what shall I use today? That's a contender. That is also a contender. I do really like that one. That might be it, actually. Yeah, let's have it for today. I've also got this in an 8x8. And I do use it as well. I haven't for a while, but I have been known to use it. Right, so let's get this cut off at the right size. I didn't want to cut it, you know, sometimes I do cut them out before you join me, but I wanted to show you through that book, the 12x12 book. And I know I have had lots of pages out of it, but it's always interesting to look at paper, isn't it? That's what we're all about. So I want that there, and I want this about there. So I'll cut that out. Where's my other mark? There. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, I mean, that's a lovely scrap, isn't it? You could make a notebook or anything with that. And got this one too, and then we're done. And that's a tag, isn't it? Excellent. Keep hold of those. Right, so that's let's just check that we've got it right. So that's going to go there. Yeah, that's lovely. The only thing I want to do before I stick it down is I want to put a little fabric tag on the hanging out over the side. It's kind of a real boho type thing to do. So I've got my bag of boho bits that I thought we could have a look through and see if we can see anything that might make a nice tag. That would make a tag. I've got all sorts of ribbons and trims and you name it, really, pretty much. You know what I'm like. I mean, look at that. I wonder if that would make a tag, actually, thinking about it. Like that, on the side of the page. Would it be too big? Yeah, probably. I've also got this, which has got little sort of shisha. They're pretend shisha mirrors, they're not real ones. Just bits of plastic in there. But that would make a tag. Yeah, in fact, that's what's going to make a tag. I don't need to try and get it out of there. That's not necessary. I just need a bit. So I'll cut it about there, and then I've definitely got enough. There's all sorts of things in here. I mean, look at that. How gorgeous is that? Really lovely stuff. And yes, I very, very seldom do boho. It's such a shame, really. So what I'm suggesting is that we make this small tag out of here and just have it on the side of the page like that. I can attach a dangly thing to it if I want, you know, if that's what I choose to do. but at the minute that's all I want. So I'm going to stick that onto the page, and I'm going to use my Cosmic Shimmer glue for this. I'm just going to stick it together first. Just like that. I haven't done this with any other page because I didn't really think it was the right thing to do. But with this, I do definitely want a tag coming out.
Miranda and Ki-Young want to stick the red in your bag.
And I'm going to put it about there, I think. And I'm putting loads of glue on because I do want it to stay. So I can slide it out a bit if I want. And I think to there is fine. You've got the whole mirror there. And then this is going to go over the top. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Doesn't want to stay closed. I'm going to have to get the E6000 out for that one, I think. It's kind of strange on the back. It's like felty sort of stuff. And obviously, yeah, you see, it just doesn't want to stick. Go on, argue with E6000, I dare you. Oh, I shouldn't say that in case it doesn't stick. Right. I don't even know if it's sticking to the page on the other side yet. I'll put the lid on this and I'll have an investigation.
Some clips.
I might need some clips. No, it seems to be sticking to the page. It just wasn't sticking to itself. So that's fine, that's okay. So now I can stick this piece on. I'm not using ink, but if you wanted to use ink and you're doing boho, I'd think about something like peacock feathers or that sort of turquoisey bright sort of colour. I'm just not using any because I think what I'm putting on it is really blingy enough. So I'm going to put some E6000 there where this, where we want this to stick. I've never put so much E6000 on anything. It needs a clean, that nozzle. It's getting a bit gunky. And I can just use Colo for the rest. It's just paper to paper. So there's quite a lot happening here. After yesterday's lovely sedate day of die cuts and ribbon, today's a bit slightly more manic. But that's okay, we can deal with that. Because you don't have to do what I do. The prompt is foil. You can use a bit of kitchen foil if you haven't got any other foil. It's just use foil. I've used kitchen foil in loads of projects. It's perfectly good stuff. Not just for wrapping turkeys. That's what it should say. Kitchen foil, not just for wrapping turkeys. Right, so let's get that down there, where it needs to be. Just about there, I think. Yeah. Just get my white, clean off around the edges. It's quite nice paper, this, actually, isn't it? Just going to say, let's just check I haven't stuck that to the one behind. And I have. No, that's not supposed to be stuck to, you ninny. Complete Charlie. Right, yes, marvellous. I think it's stuck, but I'm going to clip it just in case It's thinking about making a bid for freedom. Just while that E6000 sets. There we go. Right, lovely. I'm putting there wrong. Ah, dear, oh dear. Settle down, folks. Settle down. Right then. So, my envelopes are going to go down there. And I've got this, I'll call it a fly leaf, for want of a better word for it, loose leaf here. And I want to make a pocket with it. So, I'm thinking that I need to allow a certain amount for I said about 5, didn't I? It's less than 5, so I need to allow room for that. So I need to fold that there, which will allow room for my envelopes. Lovely. So I can just cut that off. It's not serving any purpose. It's going to get covered, so it doesn't really matter. And then what I want to do is fold this back like that. Well, maybe from that corner. Yeah. Like that. That's not very square, is it? Come on. Like there, I think, so as we're avoiding that central spine of the book. Okay. Lovely. Just going to take that out because I keep knocking it. I don't want to get it marked. Okay, so we don't need to cover this because it's going to be stuck down. We do need to cover this piece and we need to cover this piece. So let's think about that then for a minute. I've got some papers, some just amazing papers. These ones here. Look at those. They're fantastic, aren't they? They're gorgeous. So I could use the turquoise one there and the purple to fold over. Would it just all be too busy? This is a question never to ask yourself when you're doing boho. Is it going to be too busy? Because the answer will always be no. No, it's not. You need to throw loads of pattern at it and loads of this sort of colour, you know, these kind of colours, and gold and copper and everything else that you can think of that you think is excessive, get it on there. That's my advice. I think this maybe does have a top and a bottom, so I'm just gonna cut that border off because I don't want the border on it. So about there is fine, I think. Just away from the border. But I'm keeping that because it's too good to chuck. And I want it to go, I don't want the white border obviously, so I want it to come up to here and along to here. So let's cut that out and hope that it's something kind of like what we want. I'm presuming I had a pencil mark on this. Quite where? Where are you? I was watching somebody the other night do a video and she couldn't see her pencil marks, and I can tell you it was really annoying. So I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Oh, there it is. There it is. So I'll cut that off there. I'm not keeping that. there's a limit. There's a limit to what, oh, I need to cut the bottom off as well. There's a limit to what I keep. If it's going to be useful, great. If it's not, get rid, because honestly, there's so much stuff around. Right, so hopefully, oh, Mr. Green, you're on the kilter. Hopefully that will fit there quite nicely. Yes, it does. Amazing, marvellous. So I'm just going to follow that line if I can, the score line that I scored in here before, which was there I think, and fold that over so my paper gets scored too. And I can just cut that off. It's not the world's best score line, but nobody's going to see it up in there. So I'm just going to cut that side of it. Hopefully that will fit in there. Yeah. It's like it was made for there, isn't it? You'd think it was made for there. Yeah, that's fine. It's not poking out over there. Are our lights flickering?
It just went off briefly.
How bizarre. Right, so that's going to have stuff done to it, and it might be easier to do the stuff to it before I stick it in. So I need to cover this piece now with something. I don't know, shall I go full throttle and go for the purple? There is purple and teal in here, so I'm not really a million miles off. I could go with something like this. That's quite nice, isn't it? I bet you're all shouting at me going, what are you doing today? This isn't what we watch you for. It's something different, ladies. It's just something different. So I think I might use that actually. Preserve my piece of purple for another day. So I'm just going to mark that on here now where I want it. Right up to the edge. I want it to there. And to here. You know, when I say I can't wait to see what you make of pages that I've done, this one, I'm telling you, I cannot wait to see what you do with this. Because the world is pretty much your lobster. And bearing in mind that actually the only prompt you've got is foil. So, you know, don't feel that you have to follow me, because you absolutely don't. I say that every day, you really don't. If you've got an idea of what you'd like to do, that's great, as long as it just includes the prompt or a nod to the prompt in some way. So that's going to go on there. And that's right in the corner. Yeah, I just need to fold that over. Fold it from corner to corner. That's a corner. That's a corner, right, so I think that should be about right. Let's cut it off and we'll see. Bring Mr. Green back for a sec. Blimey, that's perfect. It's excellent. I think I can go ahead safely and stick this down. I don't think there's too much happening around that part. Well, there might be some bits of trim and stuff, but nothing major. Okay. There we go. Actually, that's all right. That is okay. And that bit goes there. Yeah. Are we all right? Is that all right? Is it a bit long? No, it's fine. Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. Oh dear. Will I use those? You know, I doubt it. They're gone. So, the next thing to do then is work on this piece, I think. I think we'll work on this piece. Don't worry about the size getting overcooked. It doesn't. Once it's gone off and it's gone tacky, it will stay tacky forever. That's the problem with it. Until you put something over it to stop it being tacky, it'll be tacky forever and a day. So, you know, it's on the mantelpiece actually, and it's quite warm in here. So I'm sure it's usable right at this moment, but it'll remain usable. So that's the good thing. Right, so down here in this sort of bottom left-hand corner, I've cut some dies out, and they're just, you know me, they're floral. And they're out of double-sided adhesive paper. So I just want to make a sort of little composition down here. So let's get the dies out first. I've never used this stuff before. For all I know, it might not work, but you know, I'll always give it a go. So this flower here, I'm thinking is probably a bit on the large side. But this one and this one are probably okay. So I could build something like that. Have a little leaf going to the corner. And a couple of leaves. Whoops, hello. A couple of leaves like that. Maybe. Can probably get away with that big fatter one and going to the corner. That going like that. And this like that. I think that's quite a nice composition. And that leaves me this big flower to play with and these little bits which I can make a centre for my big flower. So they will not go to waste, definitely not. Flowers in this house go to waste? I do not think so. So the first ones that I want to put down are the leaves, really. So I have no idea how easy or difficult this stuff is. Oh, it looks like it might be all right. So I'm peeling the back layer off and I'm sticking it down where I think I want it. And then the big fat leaf. Ooh, that's the top layer that's coming off. I want the back layer off.
Lorna says hi.
Hi, Lorna. Morning.
Apparently she's set a Fiona alarm these days.
Oh dear, I do not know why. Do you think that's the back? No, it's the blooming front again. Let's try a different part of it. Really sorry, I thought this might be the case. That's it, I've got it. And I almost didn't do this because I thought, if you're lonely, you're just going to go back to bed. So I'll pop that there. And then this wee one here. think if this works, it's excellent. If it doesn't work, if it's like the attempt on the Tim Holtz stuff, well, I'm probably never going to do another live, is all I can say. Don't stick there. Right, so I can move these flowers because I know that they're going like that. There's my paper. So I'm going to firmly affix these. I'm going to even get my bone folder on the job. And I'm hoping then that the top bit comes off quite easily.
Lorna says she set it for 7:30 because she wouldn't get up at 7 for anybody.
Oh, well, I think 7:30 we should feel quite honoured, don't you? So that's our 3 leaves there. You can see, maybe you can't, yeah, there you are. Just there's 3 sticky bits there. Now I've got my foils out ready and I've got a green out. Seems appropriate for leafage, does it not? Haven't used this one before, so it has no bad flashbacks of the Tim Holtz live. I'm going to need to cut that, I think. Right, so I'm hoping that when I stick this on here, the foil adheres to the leaves and everything's hunky-dory. So I'm pushing it down fairly firmly onto the leaves. I'm going to pull it off. Oh my goodness, look at that. Are you liking, Jen? Right, well, I mean, that undoubtedly worked, a charm. So I'm going to put my flowers on then now. So you peel the back off, says she, like she's, you know, an old hack at it. But this is apparently what you do. I'm sure it's loads easier if you don't shake. That's it. Got it, I think. Yeah. Oh, it wants to tear on me. So I'm just going to carefully remove this. That's it. Pop that down where I think we wanted it, which was about there. And then the small one that's going there, isn't it? Yeah. Now, the question now is, do I want both these flowers to be the same size, same shade? That's the question, because now I can do them separately if I wanted to. I could make that one red and one. I'll show you my choices. I've got red, silver, pink, gold, copper and turquoise, and of course a green. So I'm thinking maybe red and pink.
Is it holographic, that pink?
The pink is holographic, the red isn't. I don't know if I've got any red holographic. Back into the drawer. Well, I've got turquoise holographic. Gold holographic. What's that one? Silver holographic. And I've got this, which is it's green and red holographic. I'm going to use that red. I haven't used it before. I mean, if you're going to go foiling, go foiling. Go foiling big style. This came from my good friend across the sea. So let's see if it works, eh? It was dead cheap, wasn't it, Mr. F? It was ridiculously cheap. It does feel a bit different. So this foil is best with heat process, i.e. laser print, ultra bond, bonding powder and bonder web. Oh well, let's give it a chance, eh?
I want to try it on something else first. Because you made such a good job on the first bit.
It's either going to work or it's not. Can you pass, have I got the remnants of that sheet? I think I have. Oh my goodness, these are really long. Yeah, I don't know where I put the remnant of that sheet now. There it is. No, that's not it.
Doesn't matter.
Here it is. Here it is.
You
Here
can
it
always
is.
cover it up.
Here it is. Let's just try a little bit. As Mr. F says, you know, you're better off. And I'll do it on the back of the prompts list. How about that? So I need to take the back off first, or one side anyway.
With 3 pinks and 2 reds.
All right, okay.
And now you've chosen, Jen says, I meant red.
Right, that's the sticky bit, so let's stick that down. Get my bone folder. Take the back off. Not stuck down enough. These adhesive sheets, I can't remember what manufacturer they are now. Let's just try a little bit of this on here. Oh my goodness. It's pulling the thing off. It's pulling the double-sided off. No, it's...
That's obviously for hot foil.
Yeah, it's absolutely pulling the double-sided off. It's pulled it off without a trace. It's just stuck there. So no, that must be... I'll use that with a laser printer. It's hard work experimentation. Right, so I'll put that back in, and remember that I can only use that with the, you know, the laminator or the laser printer, which is fair enough. Let's pop that away for just now because I've got enough going on. Right, so red, and pink. I'm going to do the big one in pink.
See, you were right after all, Jen.
The little one's going to be red. So I'm just going to pull that off. It kind of likes to tear. But it's okay, it's not tearing the actual sticky bit, it's just the... That's it, okay. Right, please work and don't pull the thing off. Oh, look, it's gorgeous. Just a little bit there. I don't know if you're getting the full effect of this, but it's glitzy. It's really glitzy. Excellent. So the pink works a charm. Now for the red. I mean, they all say, because this says hot foil system as well, but they seem to work cold as well, so I don't know. It might be just a bit of trial and error. Right, so I've got that ready to rock. Where's my little flower? Here it is. Take the back off. I mean, you know, the world really has opened up now, because I can have any, as long as I've got a die or I can cut it myself, I can have any foil shape I like on anything. Can't I?
Yes.
Yes, I can. So it's fantastic, isn't it? You can have anything, anywhere. I'm quite excited about this. Is it just me? Is it just me that's excited? It's possible. So let's take the...
So buy some sheets of double-sided.
Yeah, and get cracking with it and show me what you do. Is Jean on today?
I'm not sure that I've seen her, no. She might be at physical therapy.
Yeah, she might be. So where's that there? So let's hope this one works. Otherwise I'm going to be really disappointed. Oh, like a charm. Like an absolute charm. Glitzy. Not glitzy. Glitzy. Oh, look at that. That has pleased me no end. You have no idea how excited I am. Little things excite me. It's a blessing.
For me?
Right. So I'm not gonna put my foils away. I've got envelopes to do yet. So let's bring this back over here then. And this is gonna go there. Oh, look at that. Just going to cut that the slightest bit up there because it's just impeding.
She has also if it's just normal double-sided.
Yeah, I reckon you could do it with normal double-sided.
No, is that what you're using? Normal?
It's out there by the thing, Sizzix. Should we try it with ordinary double-sided? Can't see why it wouldn't work. I'm going to stick this on first and then I'll try it with ordinary.
I'll just pass it in front of the camera.
Yeah, do that please.
Creative Expressions, is it? A4 adhesive sheets.
And I cut it
Pack
out.
of 5 double-sided A4 sheets.
And I cut it out on the hot shot, whatever you call it.
Big shot.
Big shot. Right, so I'll just get this where I want it. Like so. Yeah, that's fine. Stick that down.
Jean's there, she's just watching.
Oh, all right, Jean, as long as you're okay. Just thought you might quite like this technique. I don't know why I thought you might, but I thought you might. Right, so this now suddenly looks a bit dull, doesn't it? So I'm going to have to add something to it to brighten its day up. What shall I add to it? Let's get the bag out again. Right. I mean, do you want to see what's in this bag? I'll show you my wares. Right, so there's this turquoise sparkly glitter ribbon. There's this. See, they're all in a right mess because I need to sort them the way I've sorted my other ribbon and trim. There's this, which is fabulous. It's, I don't know if you can see, it's just all stones. And I'm thinking one of those might look quite nice up there, actually. Just there. Seeing as we're going for over the top. There's a bit of gold lace. There's some sequins, purple sequins and white sequins. There's that stuff we use for the shisha mirrors in it. There's this. I don't really know why that's in boho. It's just so totally beautiful. Sparkly and gorgeous. There's this. And then I've got some quite mild gold. Could you just zoom in a little bit, please, whilst we go through these goodies?
Yes, as long as you keep looking and don't wander off screen.
Okay, I'll keep looking. Right. Yeah. So there's this goldy braid, really. There's this, which is adhesive, glitter stuff. Various assorted satin ribbons. That I've cut out of something. Braid. That's really good for tying your bows on the top of your tags, as is this stuff here. Rick rack. This. Look at that. I love that. I love it. some cerise fuchsia glitter ribbon stuff, a bag of tassels, this stuff.
You're getting quite near, that's it.
A roll of gold crowns. I'm sure Regina sent me those. This braid, nice, isn't it? This leafage, which is gold, as you can see. This stuff here, which is a braid with beads on. Yes, that's lovely. This stuff, flower, some beautiful lace, same as that other stuff. Oh, look at it, it's so lovely. This, that's boho. That's boho right there. It really is. It's lovely. As I say, satin ribbons in varying colours. Some of this braid, it's gold. This felt pom-pom sort of things, beads on it. Nice, isn't it? Oh my goodness, there's just so much. Silver rickrack. Silver narrow stuff. Purple velvet. Green and gold ribbon. That I think we've seen before. This red and gold stuff. Braid, a little braid, that's brilliant, this stuff for tying your ribbons at the top of your tags. This. Silver sequins mixed up with some silver sort of charms type thing. This, which is wire edged, but it's got sequin threads running through it. I've never even opened that one yet. This, I mean, how fab would that be off the bottom of your page? It would be sensational, actually, if you're doing a whole boho journal. You need it hanging down, because if you put it sideways on, they just go a bit flat. This beautiful black braid. Regina definitely bought me that one. It's gorgeous. This one. This lace. Look at that. It's gorgeous. We're getting to the end. That braid.
Forward.
Oh, sorry. That braid. This multicoloured daisy job. This. Silver, actually. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of silvery. I'll leave that out, actually. That might look all right. This. That. It's sort of sequiny, kind of, it's hard to describe really. That's about your lot. Some gold ribbony stuff. Some silver thread, ribbon, gold ribbon, red fine stuff. That's it. I'm at the bottom. Put it all back in tidily. So there we go. That's that bag. Quite interesting though, isn't it? It's nice to see what other people have got. Right, so yeah, I found this at the bottom, which is like, I don't know what it's like. It's a trim of some sort, that's what it's like. So I was thinking, I wondered if I could get away with putting that there. Thinking about it, I don't think I can cut it at an angle. So no, that's not good. I need some, and anyway, this is gold. So I need some, oh, back in the bag. I need some goldy sort of stuff like that. Yeah, that's super blingy. What about that? Not blingy enough. Right, okay, we'll go for, oh, not the scissors over. Yeah, I'm going for that. I mean, it's wild, but I like it. Wonder what back in the bag, those things that I said would look nice on there. Wonder what happened to them. Yeah, they were first out, so they're probably going to be lost. I don't know. Yeah, see if you can find them would be lovely. And I'm thinking that that's better. And I'll put a flower on there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I know, so much stuff. So I'll wait till I get the flower and see about that. Right, in the meantime, could you pass me that thing of envelopes over, please? That's Mr. F in the background emptying my bag out again.
What do you want?
Envelopes, please. They're off.
Yeah, I do believe.
Yeah. They go very clear when they're off, and they're very clear. I mean, they've picked up some colour off the ink, actually, but just trust when they're clear that they're off. Don't go sticking your fingers in it, because, oh, you found them. Thank you, my love. Thanks. Right, so what we're going to do now is use some foil on them, and I'm going to use some gold, so we haven't used it yet. And what I'm hoping for is a sort of mottled coverage. I don't want the whole thing covered, otherwise I would have just painted it on. Where is the end of this? There. But I sponged it on because I want it a bit mottly. I think I'm going to have to get my knife out on the job. Doesn't want to cut this sellotape. That's it. I do at some stage, but not right now. Okay, so can you see that? Yeah, you can. You're close in. So what I'm going to do is just pop this over there, over the bit that we put the size on. Press it down firmly. Just going to get my bone folder and make sure it is pressed down really well, and pull that off and see what we've got. Oh, it's lovely. I missed just a tiny little bit at the apex of there, so I'm just going to make sure. Sorry, move it forward. So there we go. I mean, yeah, it is holographic, but it's also, it's it's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm amazed. I've amazed myself. So you see, it's not everywhere. It's in patches where we sponged it on. So, right, that's that one. Let's go for another one. What should we try? Did I lay out turquoise before? I did, didn't I? Where did it go? I thought I laid out turquoise. Yeah, here we go. I'm going to go for a plain one, not the holographic one, because I think that you can't see it very well because it's so holographic. So I'll go for the plain one. Most of these haven't been used before, so I'm sorry it's taken me a little while to get into them. if I'd been very, very organised, I would have opened all these, so sorry. So same thing, just pop it over the bit that we've put the size on. Doesn't matter that it's wrinkled, doesn't matter if you get wrinkles in it, it'll only stick once. You won't get wrinkles in the finished thing. Press it down.
Just move it forward an inch or so before you rip, if possible.
So we'll just take it off and see what we've got. Oh, it's so pretty. You see that? It's sort of blotchy, patchy, not solid, which I like a lot. And because you've used up all the size, it's not sticky. Foil's stuck to every last bit of size, so there's no stickiness left there. And you get this random pattern, which is, to my mind, very appealing. So we've got a gold, we've got a blue. What other colour should we do you think? Red, maybe? I don't know, red. I've got a purple. Silver? No, not silver. I don't know. Pink? Pink would be quite nice.
Yeah, pink would work.
Okay.
You can always mix them up afterwards in the order you're going to put them in.
Yeah. I'm just steering clear of the bit that I've already used, just because I'm doing a live. If I was doing it myself, I'd use the bits I've already used. So press it firmly down. Get your bone folder. Let's press it down. And then the joyous bit.
Forward a bit.
Oh, this one didn't have very much size on. Oh, it's still so pretty though. It's so, so pretty. So there we are. We've got 3 envelopes that are jazzed to the hilt. I mean, look at those. How fantastic are they? Right, so all we've got to do now is put them on.
Pull out a bit then, really.
Yeah, I think you need to pull out now. It's just when I was looking at the trims. There's no point showing them if you can't see them.
As well.
Yeah. So let's get Mr. Green out. That's stuck. Yeah, that's stuck firmly, so we're all right. So what's going to happen is these envelopes are going to go down here, and they're going to go in a stacking fashion. And as I say, those of you that have been with me for a long time will have seen me do this before. So the top one's just going to be down a little bit from the top of the page, and the bottom one's about there. So the thing to do is kind of stick your top one on and then work out your measurements so you've got them evenly distributed. But something like that's probably what's going to happen. Okay. We don't half attempt some things for a weekday live, don't we? Yeah. I think I'll put the pink at the top. I'm going to put the gold in the middle because it's so shiny, and I'm going to have the blue at the bottom because it sort of goes with that. So the first thing to do is to put this one on. So I just make it like a pocket, don't I?
Just do... It's 2 outsides, is it? So you can just put a longer thing down it?
No, or? I don't want to... I think it's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2 sides
I think we just make it into a pocket, basically. So you stick down the sides and along the bottom, and it's the bottom I'm questioning whether you do actually use it, but I think... Watch this to the end before you go doing it yourself, just in case I've got it wrong.
Yeah. We have done both.
Yeah.
We've left the bottom open so you can put a long tag from top to bottom.
Yeah. So I'm just going to place this little way in from the edge, but also a little way in from the pocket that we made. So it's about there and just a little way down from the top. So I think that's about there. That looks square to me. Is that square?
Yeah.
Looks pretty square to me. So we can press down the edges, but the top is still open, so it's a pocket, and the flap's still open, so you can put things in there. So, right, that one's going to go there, but the bottom one is going to go there. So they're all going to be in line sideways. Just going to leave a very small margin, if any. In fact, I'll leave none on the bottom. And then I need to work out half of this distance to put my other envelope up. So this distance here is conveniently 3 inches. So I want to make a mark at 1.5 inches there. So my middle envelope's going to go there, and another one on this side, 1.5 inches down.
Shaz says she absolutely loves it. It's her favourite so far.
Oh, Shaz, thank you very, very much.
Likes a bit of bling.
I think Shaz previously has said that she likes boho, actually. I seem to remember she likes a bit of boho. So the same thing, the 3 sides, the bottom and the 2 sides, should I say. Just out of interest, you guys that are watching, which is your favourite page? If I had to be honest with you and tell you what mine is, I'm going to go for the grunge page. And I know that's a shocker. Really is a shocker. Because I didn't even know I liked grunge. But I do really quite like that page. Where's my pencil mark gone? There it is. One of these envelopes, the one that I made first, was off kilter. So I think it's coming home to roost now. Anyway, that's that. So those 2 are like that. That's fine. That's grand. And then this one's going on there. Let's just check to see that looks all right. Yeah. So I'm going to stick that on as well. Down the sides along the bottom. This book's quite a good way of sort of learning whether you like boho or not, I would say. And boho, any style, you know, because there's a bit of everything in it, isn't there? So, you know, you can try it and think, I will never do that again. I'll never try that again. I didn't like it. I don't like the result. And others that you might not have tried, like boho, you might have a go at it and think, oh, I could like this. So, right, I'm just going to leave those to dry just for a sec. And we'll come back over onto this bit here. And I had this braid that I quite liked the look of. So I was wondering about putting it there and putting one of these flowers off this trim over the top of it. Let's cut one off. I'm not sure if I'm going to need 2 here. These trims are amazing. I could put that there and I could put trim around. I don't really know what to do here. I could put the trim down there and put that there. Yeah, I quite like that because it sort of picks up on that, really. Stop it. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I'm going to do. So before I do any of that, I'm going to... No, I'm not actually. I'm going to stick this on and fold it round the back. Forget it. Just stick it down. Stick it down. Stop faffing and stick it down. Do any of you watch Julie from Camellia Journals? Camellia Craft, sorry. She's got a YouTube channel. She is, oh, she's worth watching. Please watch her. She's funny. And also, not only is she funny, she is such a tidy worker. Her work is immaculate. There we go. Right. So now I can take my time deciding. I think that up there. I don't know, maybe that down there with that on top. Yeah, I like that.
Says she watches Julie a lot.
Yeah, Julie, she's lovely, isn't she? She's just such a lovely girl. Well, woman, I mean. Yeah, that's what's going to happen here. That's going like that. Right. Quite how do I get the glue? I'm going to have to glue the thing. So let's put that there. Bring it down kind of straight if you can. I've still got glue on there, no. Let's just cut that off. Should have done this before I glued it down, but I didn't, so I'm going to have to live with it. Okay. I actually think that needs to be trimmed. It needs a trim. It would have been much easier to do this before I stuck it down. Ooh, Mr. Green, you've just been upside down. Was it exciting? I just need a little drop at the end there because it's not wanting to stick. So I'll just pop that there. Right, so now I've got this, which I'm going to put there, and I think that's, I like that. I like that section, it's nice. So I'm going to use E6000 for that because it's quite, I've lost my lid. It's quite hard, you know, it's unyielding, which is generally my criteria for using E6000. I do like this. I'm going to try the double-sided Shaz before we disappear. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't work, but it's always worth trying these things, isn't it? Right, that's a load of E6000. That's not going to move for a while. Put that over there, like that. Let's give it a bit of pressure so it's got the idea of where it's supposed to be sticking to, and then leave well alone and it'll stick. Right, so back to the envelopes. Before I do that, I'm going to try a bit of double-sided and see if it works, because I'm really curious now. So here's just a margin on a piece of paper. Bit of double-sided. And a bit of foil. Yes, Shaz, it works. Works brilliantly, actually. Perfect. Isn't that a nice image? Right, so where was I? Did I knock something off of import? No. Let's get rid of this board. It's going to take me 3 years to clean up from today. Right, so the envelopes, what happens to them? Well, oh, we need to stick that down as well, don't forget. Well, what happens to them is this. You get some note paper. It can be coffee stain paper, it could be pattern paper, anything that you like. I'm putting this in as journaling, so it's note paper, and it's just a piece like that I've folded up. And that goes into the back of there. Like that, so that's one little pocket in there. This could probably do with being just trimmed off a little bit. In fact, it probably all could, seeing as I made them all about the same size, so just trim 2 at a time. Just a little bit, it's not much. So yes, as I was saying, one lot goes in the back like that, and then you open your envelope up. The next one goes inside your envelope like that. The next one, which I'm just going to trim down, goes in the back of your envelope, because remember you left it like a pocket like that. The next one goes in the envelope. So there's lots of journaling on this page, although it doesn't actually look like it's got any. It's quite clever, isn't it, really? This goes behind. This was an idea that I got from G at G Kerr, Happiness and Crafting. I didn't actually invent this myself, but I have used it a lot. Right, so what happens then is that folds down. This one here, the middle one, it folds in behind that journaling paper like that. So it tucks down and you still see your journaling paper. And this one tucks in behind that journaling paper there. So you can see your 3 pieces of journaling paper. Your envelope flips or secured apart from this one. So let me just get rid of this. So this one we have to secure. Now, somewhere on this table I have, yeah, this is what I'm going to use to secure it, this bit here, and I'm just going to glue it either side, just so we've got ostensibly a tummy tuck to tuck that into. Looking at that, that's not straight, so I don't think that's going to be entirely helpful. So I'll just take a piece off the side. I thought that sort of braid looking thing was straight and that it would be a good help for us, but if it's not straight, it's not any help at all. So just, there's yesterday's blinking die cut, yesterday's news. So what I want it about there. I want to glue it there and there. So I want to cut it about there. Okay, so I'm going to glue that side first. I'm going to put a little bit of double-sided on it, only a teeny bit, because this does have sort of pressure on it. So I want to be sure it stays. So just a little bit of double-sided. Press it down. A little bit of glue over the double-sided. put that where you think you want it, which is about there in my case. Give that a good press down. Okay, the double-sided will hold it while the glue dries. So we want this to come straight. That looks about straight to me, and I'm just going to put the same thing, a little bit of double-sided. Got a little bit more room to play with on this side. Has everybody gone to sleep yet?
No. Well, I don't believe so.
Excellent.
Of course, I can't guarantee that.
No, Nancy might have. She dozes in and out, but she's not very well. She's recovering. So take that off, stick a bit of glue on. We're getting ever so near to being there.
Sharon had to go to a doctor's appointment.
Oh.
And Nancy waved goodbye, so she is awake.
Ah! We're not gone yet, Nancy. I think that should be square there. I think it is. So press that down firmly. Like I say, the double-sided will take the strain while the glue's drying. I'm just checking that's square. Yeah, I think it is. I think we're all right. Excellent. So all I need to do now is glue up there. I'll just put a bit of double-sided on, seeing as I've got it out anyway.
Nancy says, wide awake, love this page.
Oh, do you, Nancy? Thank you.
And Carmen says, there's that much stimulation on that page, how could anybody go to sleep?
It is a bit overload, isn't it? But I wanted to show you so many things today. I just thought yesterday I hadn't shown you that much, really. Although I do like the tag that we made yesterday. So today I thought we'd go overload. Bit of glue down there and do this. And that's our pocket down. And then at some stage, if in a take 5 we actually get to make a tag, it could go in there. So all we need now is the date. Don't know about you guys, but I'm quite worn out. I'm going to have a look in my heirloom book and see if it's got a one that we can use. Remember, it had numbers in it. Don't know where. Got the feeling they were quite near the front. There's pages of numbers. Oh, there we are. So this was the one that I'd cut into. So we're now looking for what, 25?
Mm-hmm.
25. Anybody see 25? Yeah, it's 25. Looks a bit mundane compared to the rest of the page.
I suppose XXV1 would be quite easy to do in double-sided and bling it on. Fold it on.
Yeah. But it involves more time than I'm prepared to give it. So that's quite convenient, that actually, that page. Oh. So where am I going to shove this number? There, perhaps? Yeah, actually it doesn't look too bad there. Looks all right there. Yeah, that's okay. Let's stick that on. And then let's have a look at the page and see what we think. Because there is a lot going on. I think basically any one of these techniques or pocket or whatever would be adequate for a page. I don't quite know what got into my head today.
Jenya says she may have to do a bit of shopping for this page.
Oh yeah, Janet.
She says that on every page. She just likes shopping.
She does like shopping. We all like shopping.
Shopaholic.
I mean, how do you think I ended up with all this stuff? It's not by accident. Although, in fairness, you like shopping as well, which is why I got half this stuff, because you found it at auctions and car boots.
I like shopping for you.
Yeah, you do. Right, let's have a look at this page then and see what we have done.
Forward a bit. Just a bit, not that far.
Right, come back. There we are. Up a touch. There we are. Right, okay. We made 3 envelopes. That seems like so long ago. We put size on them with a sponge, so you get this lovely sponged effect. We left them to dry. In the interim, we used double-sided paper to make this really nice little floral shiny thing here. We put ribbon trim on there and this Boulder's brass floral type thing. And then we put our stopper on there so as we can tuck that in and get into the envelope. And tuck it back like that. So there we are. I'll expect to see the first ones in an hour or so. I mean, look at it. It's like super bling. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know I think it's a bit of a Marmite page, actually. I think you'll either love it or hate it. And if you hate it, please still seize the prompt that's foil. And like I say, just use kitchen foil, scrumpled up or a tiny bit of it somewhere. Might go on a sort of winter scene or something like that. But please embrace the foil. You don't have to have all this vast amount that I've got, but, have a go, see where you get to. And please show us what you've done on the Facebook group. For those of you that don't know the Facebook group, it's Miss Paintalot's Junk Journal group. It's a really industrious group at the minute. People are putting a lot of work and some really good work up. So it's the place to be. Right, well, what can I say? Thank you very much for joining me. It's been. I will be back tomorrow at 2:00, same time, and we will be looking at the 26th of January. We are on the last lap now, ladies, so hang tight, gird your loins, and we'll get there in the end. So I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Stay safe, guys, please, above all else. Bye.
Bye, take care, be safe, be happy. Bye.